Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Cosmos Atom. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, let's get straight into the TA. So taking a look at Cosmos on the daily chart here, as you can see, we do have a couple of Fibonacci retracements set up. We're going to remove this smaller one. We don't need that right now. Actually, what I'm going to do is bring that back, remove that one, and then remove the larger one so that we don't have as many and it's not that confusing. So this one that I have on the chart right now with the swing high here set in September and with the swing low set over here in August, we actually lost the low that we printed in August just by a bit, but we haven't stayed there, which is good. And we retraced all the way back up and we ran into the golden ratio at $12.30. And from here, we're getting sent back down. So because you're getting rejected from the golden ratio, I would say that's a pretty strong signal that you're going to be coming back down at least to $10. So I did say that I want to buy into Cosmos Atom once it comes back below $9, but it did come here. I didn't have enough time to buy because for some reason I couldn't process my payments through the bank account. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm still waiting for a nice purchase, nice entry. The video is going to be uploaded 6 hours probably after it is recorded, so by that time Cosmos could have well dropped down here. And when I wake up in the morning, if I see those prices, my orders should be filled. Now, taking a look at our technical targets here. So if we come back down here and we start losing $10 for Cosmos, which is this swing low, automatically you're going to have the technical target at $7.17, and that is going to be your sort of target because you're losing this low. That's just what happens. You lose the low, you target the 1.618. However, you have your minimal target at the 1.272 and you have your 1.414 technical target as well at $8.64 and at $8 respectively. So these would be incredible buying opportunities in my opinion because I'm very bullish on Cosmos. I think it's going to be doing great within the next 2 years. So I have quite a few coins myself. I'm staking them on the Kepler wallet, earning free airdrops. If you want to know how to do that, the link is going to be down below in the description. And let's bring back the large Fibonacci retracement here and see what's going on in terms of that one. So as you can see, if I zoom out, okay, I have my swing low all the way back here during the COVID dump in 2020, and we have the swing high in May of 2021. From there, we retraced back to the golden ratio, printed an all-time high, retested that resistance once again, and dropped from there. Now, as you can see, this time we dropped all the way down to the 0.5. So we didn't go to the golden ratio, we lost that, and we went lower. From here, we saw a perfect bounce all the way up to the 786, and now we're moving back down and making our way back to the golden ratio at $8.74. So if we manage to hold this price here at $8.74, I would say that would be one of your best entries for Cosmos because there's no guarantee that we're going to come back down lower to $6. So I'm not going to be waiting for those prices, obviously. If we do come down there, obviously I'm going to buy in. But I'm just saying that I'm going to be buying in at these levels because potentially we could see a bounce from the golden ratio here and a move to the upside, just like we did over here. Because as you can see, you bounced off of the 0.5, you retrace to the next resistance level, and now you could backtest the golden ratio as support, and from there you could continue on. So this is effectively going to be your start of an uptrend. You have your low, you have your higher low, and after we bounce off the golden ratio, we would need to break the 786, obviously, to continue with the uptrend, because an uptrend consists of higher highs and higher lows. Now, taking a look at the RSI on the daily chart. So we dropped below our pink trend line here and we went all the way down to the green trend line. Now, we didn't actually retest it, funny enough, and I've been talking about this green trend line for ages and ages, but we were just slightly above it. So I would still say this is a good entry for Cosmos at this point. and if you bought back in, there was a nice little pump for you. Obviously, there is a quick relief rally after this happens, after dumps like these happen. So there was a 33% chance for you, or 33% profit there, potential profit. And yeah, so that was a great entry based on the RSI. Still, I would be eyeballing the green trend line. Also, keep in mind this pink trend line, or not pink, these getting my colors mixed up here, this orange trend line, because this was a major resistance level for us for a couple of months here in April, May, and June, and we broke above that in June, at the end of June, and we haven't seen the back test, so potentially that may come over here in November, at the end of November, maybe in December, who knows, but just keep in mind this trend line is going to be pretty important. And that's regarding the support trend lines you have. Obviously, if we start zooming out for Cosmos, I'm not even laying a new Fibonacci retracement. Based off of this old Fibonacci retracement, we still have our target at the 1.618. If I draw a new Fibonacci from the 0.5 low, because presumably we're not going to be losing the $5.84 low, let's say this is our bear market bottom, then we do have our 1.618 target here at $160. Based off of this low and this high. So I think I'm going to start using this second new Fibonacci retracement rather than using the old one. But the old one is still very valid. And as you can see, the levels are holding up very nicely. So maybe I'm just going to use both of them at the same time. Or I'll just use the second one probably on the Binance chart so that we don't get too many Fib retracements on one chart, because that can be quite annoying. I know it may be a bit distracting and difficult to see through on the screen. Now, I do want to switch over to the Binance website as well. And before we continue the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon. Now, if you like the channel and you like the content that I provide for you on this channel, then feel free to check my Patreon out for more exclusive content like low cap gem calls, my buy alerts, my sell alerts. I do take a look at your technical analysis requests, at your video requests. As you can see, there are multiple tiers which you can choose from, and if you want to support the channel, then this is the best way to do so. As you can see, I do post quite frequently. I have almost 1,000 posts, I think, there, or getting closer to 1,000 anyway, and I did start my Patreon a year ago. So yeah, let's get back to the video. So taking a look at Cosmos Atom, a very similar scenario we have with Polkadot here. Believe it or not, we're breaking through a multi-month resistance trend line and we're getting rejected immediately after. So we couldn't solidify above over here. And this is a major resistance level since January. And we've been in this falling wedge for almost a year now. And there is a good chance that we might come all the way down here, because once you're in a pattern, you have to adhere to the support and resistance of the pattern until you break out. We haven't broken out yet, so we're in this pattern, and based on the technical pattern that we have, we should be expecting a move all the way down here. Now, like I said, I don't think we're going to be coming back down that low, but in case we see a capitulation all the way to $12,000 on Bitcoin, there is a chance we might see a strong, large wick to the downside here. We may retest $5.5, $6. So if you want to have your buy limit orders set up in advance, as I always tell you, that's a great thing to do, because you could be asleep, you could be at work, you could be cooking dinner, and the prices are going to drop and recover instantly, and you've lost your opportunity. The buy limit orders are there to help you with that. So based on this Fibonacci retracement here, this is actually the one that I had, or the one that I set up with the $160 target for the next bull market. That's a very, very juicy target. I would be willing to take profits at $100 and $150. Those would be two great areas to sell, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. So based on this Fibonacci retracement, you have a support level here at $9.09, and this is the 0.236. So potentially you may also come back down here, retest this level, just go sideways here for a bit, and then break to the upside. All depends on what Bitcoin does. Maybe we get some bullish news for Cosmos 2.0, and we see a similar scenario here. So potentially, if we bring out the 5-wave Elliott structure. So you have your first wave here, your second wave here, then you have your major third wave that potentially could take us, let's say, to $28, because The third wave is always bigger than the first and the fifth wave. Then we have our wave 4 retracement. Let's say that brings us back to $15, and then we have our fifth wave taking us all the way up to the previous all-time high prices by spring of 2024. I know that's a very bullish scenario, probably not going to play out like that, but this is just potentially what could happen. Maybe we just bring these down, right? And we have a very conservative target at $28 maybe early next year, potentially, with how bullish Cosmos is at the moment. And let me just switch that up to yellow so it's easier to see. I know it's been dark blue, so you couldn't really see the waves, but this is like the wave structure. And obviously your wave 4 shouldn't go lower than the wave 1 high, and the wave 2 low should be always higher than your initial wave 1 low. So obviously the basic rules for Elliott wave theory apply, and if this plays out, great, right? But if you start losing this low at $5.50, that invalidates the Elliott wave structure, that invalidates this Fibonacci retracement, and we're going to be continuing our way down. And I really do not want to lose this falling wedge, right? The worst case scenario for us is to drop back down, retest the support teal trend line, and break out from there, right? Because I don't want to see us come back down and get dragged into this long-term bear market. In fact, that would be cool, obviously, because we get to buy Cosmos at very cheap prices. But I just want us to finish up with this bear market before spring and start recovering into the bull market in 2023 and 2024. So let's see if that happens. I'm going to leave this 5-wave Elliott wave structure on the chart just so we can see if that plays out. But if you see or spotted anything that I missed out on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to join me on Patreon, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.